Hey everyone, ready to unlock some serious potential.
We're diving deep into learning English today.
And whether you're dreaming of traveling the world,
Or just acing that big presentation at work.
this deep dive is your guide to making it happen.
You know, it's amazing how English can open up a world of opportunities.
Seriously, our sources all agree that even if you're a complete beginner,
Fluency is totally within your reach.
I love that. So where do we even begin?
Well, it all starts with understanding your why.
Okay, my why, got it.
Why is learning English important to you?
Good question.
What are your top 3 personal reasons?
Okay, I'm thinking.
Write them down.
Yeah, okay, grabbing a pen.
It's like setting the coordinates for your language journey.
Love that. But let's be real.
What's that?
Starting a whole new language can feel super overwhelming.
Oh, absolutely.
Where do you even start?
Our sources suggest mastering a few essential phrases first.
Okay, essential phrases.
Like, hello, thank you, excuse me.
the basic.
Exactly. You'd be surprised how much you can communicate
Right.
with just a handful of those.
It's like learning the basic chords on a guitar.
Before you try to, shred a solo.
Exactly. And here's a pro tip from the research.
Hit me with it.
Focus on pronunciation right from day one.
Pronunciation, huh?
It seems like a small thing,
Yeah.
but trust me,
Okay.
clear pronunciation boosts your confidence.
That makes sense.
And it helps others understand you better.
True.
There are even apps now that can listen to you speak
No way.
and give you instant feedback.
Wow. Technology is amazing.
It really is.
Speaking of amazing,
Yeah,
the amount of free resources out there is mind-blowing.
it's incredible.
Like, how is all this stuff free?
I know. For those who'd like a little competition,
Oh, me.
I'm competitive.
Apps like Duolingo and Memrise are great.
Heard of those?
They turn learning into a game.
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
You earn points, level up, compete with friends.
That sounds so fun.
It really is.
What about for people who are more visual learners?
YouTube. It's a gold mine.
YouTube for learning English.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Channels like English Addict break down grammar
Interesting.
with like fun animations.
Nice.
And then there's Speak English with Vanessa.
Okay, I've seen her pop up.
It's more conversational, like a vlog style.
So there really is something for everyone.
Absolutely.
Our sources also mention these graded readers.
Yeah, have you heard of those?
Not really. What are they?
Think of them like training wheels for reading in English.
Oh, okay.
They're books, but with simplified language and grammar.
So easier to understand.
Exactly. They make the transition to reading in English
Right.
much smoother.
That's a great idea.
And don't underestimate the power of passive learning,
Passive learning. What's that?
like listening to podcasts and audiobooks.
Oh, yeah. I do that.
They're learning without even realizing it.
It's like osmosis for your ears.
I love that. You can do it while commuting,
Working out.
cooking dinner.
It's brilliant. Okay, so we've got resources.
We do.
But what about actually making a routine?
Yes, routine.
Consistency is key, right?
Absolutely.
But we're all so busy.
I know.
How do we make it a habit without getting overwhelmed?
Well, our sources recommend a simple daily routine.
Lay it on me.
Just 3 things.
Okay.
Vocabulary review for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Got it.
Then watch a short English video or listen to a podcast.
Another 5 minutes?
Yep. And then practice speaking out loud.
Of the last 5?
Exactly. Just 15 minutes a day.
That's totally doable.
It's like a quick workout for your brain.
Totally. And it doesn't have to be boring, right?
Not at all.
We can mix things up a bit.
Absolutely.
Watch some comedy shows.
Read recipes in English.
Even sing along to English songs.
Exactly. The key is to make it fun.
And relevant to your life.
You got it. It's all about building a foundation
Right.
and enjoying the process.
I love that. But what about when we hit those roadblocks?
The roadblocks.
You know, when you feel stuck or frustrated? Oh, yeah, those moments.
They happen to everyone, right?
Of course. It's totally normal.
So how do we push through those tough spots?
One of the most powerful things you can do
Yeah.
is to remember that communication is key.
Okay. Communication.
Even if your grammar isn't perfect.
It's about getting the message across.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to speak up and make mistakes.
Mistakes are a part of learning.
They really are.
Each time you stumble.
You're actually getting closer to fluency.
That's a good way to look at it.
It is. And to make practice easier, surround yourself with English as much as possible.
Like what?
Change your phone settings.
Interesting.
Watch movies with subtitles.
I like that idea.
The more you immerse yourself,
Yeah.
the faster you'll progress.
Makes sense.
And if you're looking for a more interactive way to practice,
Okay. Tell me more.
our sources suggest finding a language partner.
Oh, like a study buddy.
Exactly. There are apps like Tandem
tandem
They connect you with people all over the world.
who are also learning English.
It's like a built-in accountability partner.
It is. And then a window into a whole new world.
I love that. So we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive.
Beautiful.
Setting goals,
Mastering the basics,
leveraging those awesome resources,
and embracing those mistakes.
but most importantly,
What's that?
we've learned that learning English can be fun
Yes.
and rewarding.
Absolutely. It's not just about memorizing grammar rules.
Right.
It's about opening yourself up to new experiences and
Right.
connections
I love that.
and possibilities
We'll be back soon to explore even more strategies.
for success in your English learning adventure.
Stay tuned.
See you in part 2.
All right, we're back, ready to dive deeper into this whole English learning thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about building a routine that actually sticks.
Yeah, because I feel like consistency is key.
It really is. Remember that simple daily routine we mentioned?
Right, the 5-5-5 thing.
Exactly. 5 minutes of vocabulary
5 minutes of immersive content.
and 5 minutes of speaking practice.
Just 15 minutes a day.
That's it. Our sources suggest starting with vocabulary.
Makes sense, gotta build those blocks.
You can use flashcards, apps, or even just write words down.
I've actually found that teaching new words to someone helps me remember them.
Oh, that's a great idea. It forces you to think about the meaning more deeply,
Plus, it's kind of fun to be the teacher.
and it gets others involved in your learning journey.
For the immersive content part, I love listening to podcasts while I cook.
That's perfect. You're getting things done and learning at the same time.
It's like having a conversation with interesting people.
And your brain is soaking it all up without you even realizing it.
Okay, so vocabulary is covered. We're immersed in some English.
What about that speaking practice?
Yeah, any tips for making that less scary?
Have you heard of shadowing?
Shadowing, like a ghost.
Not quite. You find an audio clip or a video in English,
Okay.
and you try to imitate the speaker as closely as possible.
Oh, like mimicking their pronunciation and everything.
Exactly. It's like acting.
And if you mess up, no one's around to judge you.
That's the best part. You can practice until you feel confident.
I like that. Our sources also mention making practice relevant to your interests.
Oh, absolutely. Love to cook. Find recipes in English.
Oh, that's a good one. I love music. Maybe I could try singing along to English songs.
Exactly. It's about making language learning a natural extension of your life.
Not just another chore on the list.
Get it? Remember, we talked about setting clear goals.
Right.
Well, how do we actually make those goals happen?
Yeah, they can feel kind of overwhelming sometimes.
That's where chunking comes in.
Chunking, like eating a giant cookie.
Kind of. You break down your big goal into smaller, bite-sized pieces.
So instead of become fluent, it's like learn how to introduce myself.
Exactly. Each time you master one of those chunks, you feel a sense of accomplishment.
And that keeps you motivated to keep going.
It's like building a house brick by brick.
Instead of trying to build the whole thing at once.
Exactly. And don't forget to celebrate those small victories.
Oh yeah, celebrating is important. Reminds you how far you've come.
But let's be real for a second.
Okay, getting real.
There will be times when you feel frustrated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's totally normal. Learning a new language isn't always easy.
So how do we deal with those moments?
One of the most powerful things is to reframe your thinking about mistakes.
Okay, how do you mean?
Instead of seeing them as failures, see them as learning experiences.
So it's not about being perfect
It's about embracing the process.
and growing from those mistakes.
Exactly. It also helps to find a supportive community.
Oh yeah, like a study group or something.
It could be a local group, an online forum, even just a friend learning English.
It's always good to have people to share the journey with.
Remember, learning English is a marathon, not a sprint.
Pace yourself
Be kind to yourself.
and find ways to enjoy the ride.
You'll be amazed at how far you can go.
I love that. Now, before we move on, I heard you had an inspiring story about someone who learned English.
Oh yeah, I met this woman a while back. She had emigrated from a country where English wasn't widely spoken.
Wow, so she was starting from scratch.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But she was determined to learn.
What motivated her?
She wanted to connect with her new community and create a better life for her family.
That's amazing. What did she do?
Took English classes, practiced with language partners, immersed herself in English media.
Sounds intense.
It wasn't easy, but it paid off. Within a few years, she was fluent.
Wow, that's incredible. It shows that anyone can learn English.
No matter their background or starting point,
It's all about the effort and dedication.
and a belief in yourself.
We'll be right back to wrap up this episode and leave you with some final thoughts on unlocking the power of language learning.
Stay tuned.
All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive.
And we're talking about taking your English skills to the next level.
We've covered a lot of ground, but how do you really accelerate your progress?
It's all about immersion.
Immersion, huh?
Think of it like creating your own little English-speaking world.
So, do I need to, move to England?
Not necessarily.
Okay, good.
You could start by changing the language settings on your phone and computer to English.
Oh, interesting. I never thought about that.
It's a simple way to surround yourself with a language.
Like constantly being nudged to think in English.
Exactly. And then there's the fun part.
The fun part. Tell me more.
Immersing yourself in English language media.
Ah, yes. Movies, TV shows, music.
The whole omo.
I love watching movies with subtitles.
It's amazing how much you can pick up just by reading along.
You're right. It's not just about the words either.
No, you're absorbing pronunciation, idioms, even cultural references.
It's like a crash course in real-world English.
Exactly. And with streaming services, you have access to content from all over the world.
British comedies, Australian dramas, you name it.
It's about making English a part of your leisure time.
Not just another thing to study.
And it doesn't have to be a huge commitment.
Right, even small chunks of time can make a difference.
Even 15, 20 minutes a day can go a long way.
So instead of scrolling through social media, I could be watching a TED Talk.
Or listening to a podcast on a topic you're interested in.
Exactly. Make it enjoyable.
That's the key.
But eventually we got to take it beyond just watching and listening, right?
Absolutely. Look for opportunities to actually use your English.
In real life?
Yes. Strike up a conversation with an English-speaking tourist.
I don't know. That sounds kind of scary.
I know it can feel nerve-wracking.
What if I freeze up?
That's totally normal.
Or make a mistake?
Mistakes are part of the process.
I guess you're right.
The more you put yourself out there, the more confident you'll become.
Okay, I could see that.
It's like learning to ride a bike.
You're gonna fall a few times.
But eventually you'll be cruising down the road.
And the best part is,
That.
learning English opens up a whole world of connections.
It does.
You can communicate with people from different cultures, understand their stories.
Share your own experiences.
It's pretty amazing.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Any final words of wisdom?
remember that learning English is a journey.
Not a destination.
There's always more to learn, more to explore,
It's about embracing the challenges
celebrating the progress,
and never stopping.
never stop exploring the power of language.
Wow, I feel inspired.
Me too.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of learning English,
We hope you've enjoyed it.
and that you feel empowered to take the next step in your language journey.
Happy learning, everyone.